Okay, what's up? Today we're playing Hotline Miami 1. Not 2. 2 is banned in Australia. It was deemed too violent. Although I've played 2, I pirated 2, and the dev actually encourages players in Australia to pirate, which is cool. He didn't agree with the censorship, or just censorship in general of games and art and stuff like that. So yeah, he's a cool dude. He's a Swedish programmer. He has a lot of games that he's done, mostly like freeware games. This is his first commercial release. And a popular one too. Anyway, so here we are. We start off in Jacket's apartment. Immediately from looking around, his apartment is wrecked. He's neglecting his apartment and even himself, as you can see. So yeah, his apartment's a wreck, and I guess that's a reflection, or trying to be a reflection of his mental state. Whether that justifies his violence is up to the player, I guess. Anyway, let's answer his phone. His phone answering machine. Hi, this is Tim at the bakery. The cookies are ready. These ingredients are included. Make sure that you read them carefully. Arrow, go to arrow. Target is a briefcase. Failure is not an option. Cool. So like what I'd like to note here as well is it's interesting, like unlike other slasher or like beat 'em up games like Doom or I don't know, Metal Gear Solid and stuff like that, you don't spawn. Well, in Metal Gear Solid and Doom, you spawn into the level with targets and enemies, but Hotline Miami, you don't. You spawn in your house and you make the conscious effort to go out of your house and like seek out this violence, which is just, it's small, but it's an interesting point that I think the game's trying to make, which is that you make the decision to be violent and seek out this violence, which I think is the game kind of poking fun at the player, almost. Anyway, so the music's kicking in. This soundtrack, as the developer said, is like heavily inspired by Drive, the film, and like David Lynch stuff. Twin Peaks. So the soundtrack is interesting and it's cool. It is really cool. I like the songs on here. Cool. Like Sexualizer, that's a good song. So yeah, just like trance-inducing, like fugue state stuff. So yeah, I guess that plays a big part into the sound design. So it's hard to talk and play, because this game's like kind of hard. Anyway, guy urinating, let's kill him as well. Stage clear. Epic. Another bad guy, another bad guy. 2 bad guys, 1 hit. It's a cool mechanic. So yeah, it's I didn't kill him. That was close. Anyway, so it's interesting. This game's not a mindless beat 'em up. It kind of encourages you to premeditate your attacks, which is kind of like sociopathic, you know, and violent, but it's also skillful. It's not mindless like hatred or that kind of stuff. Sweet. I think his brain just fell out of his head there. Anyway, so yeah, this game is definitely violent, but it's for a reason, and I'll get into that later. I guess what this game is trying to do is it's violent for a reason because it kind of prompts you to meditate back on it. I'll go into detail later before I. Okay, yeah, you're gonna die a lot in this game. It's a hard game. Let's aggro this guy. And this guy. Switch out for lead pipe, no. Execute. That's a mechanic as well. This game's heavy on. It's a pretty violent mechanic. Made it all for a reason. Okay, so here we are at the second part of the first level. So we got the briefcase and as we were told we'd dump it in the dumpster. And then some homeless man wants to start trouble with us. So we kill him, and then we vomit. Jacket vomits. And I don't really know much about Jacket right now. Although he has drug use and he's under medication, I think he vomited here because he was disgusted with his actions. And so I guess this vomit after killing the homeless guy was out of empathy. And it's interesting that he expressed empathy to the homeless guy, because that's in contrast to like the Russian mobsters which he relentlessly kills. So yeah, Jacket does have some sort of a moral compass, although it's obviously flawed. Anyway, points, cool, classic. I'll speak on the points and the point system just later on, after I complete the final level. So yeah, level cleared. We are now in our mate's grocery store. Hi there, man, haven't seen you around. Thought something might have happened to you, or no? You seemed really down over losing your girlfriend. Don't remember seeing you after that. Maybe we should talk about something else. So, out for a midnight snack, huh? Don't worry about it, it's on the house. Good to see you, have a nice night. This is Jacket's only friend. I'm blanking on his name. And, yeah, so as noted before in the dialogue, he broke up with his girlfriend, so... it's somewhat of a reason for his decline in mental state. Of course, his decline in mental state gets much more dark and further unraveled throughout. But yeah, just for this earlier stages, it's kind of hinted that he's not okay in the head, or maybe you, the player, isn't okay in the head. The lines become blurred, and so yeah, here we are back at his house. Linda, I need a babysitter. If you can't tell, this is just all code. Secret, like, discreet code for going out and sending to the location of killings. So yeah, I'd like to emphasize again that here we are exiting Jacket's house. We spawn in the house, not into the level of enemies and targets like in Doom and Metal Gear Solid. We are taking the conscious decision as a player to, because we're getting bored, we're taking the conscious decision to be entertained and to seek out this violence. I guess that little thing is just the game kind of critiquing us as a player and our willful ignorance to you know, seek out this these killings as we're doing right now. Okay, so let's clear this last level. Let me just throw the game here, just to get a point across. Which is that every time you die, if you pay attention, the music doesn't stop. There's no like classic sound, like bad you die sound. That's kind of default to this genre, like in, I don't know, like Serious Sam or Wolfenstein, Bioshock, like Dark Souls. It continues on. It's trying to create like a sense of a flow state. I think it also on one hand is kind of desensitizing you to death and yourself dying, but yeah, it's creating this flow state, and this flow state exists unlike maybe Doom Eternal, where this flow state exists to make you feel like you're some like cool killing machine. This flow state exists to kind of get you to relate to Jacket and to understand and get you fully immersed in these like fugue, light, trance states. I'll actually clear the level right now. Okay, so level cleared, and as you can tell, the music just abruptly stops. You like snapped out of this trance-like state. Um, as you walk through like this extremely gruesome and violent scene, like the weight of everything you've just done and their guilt just kind of comes crashing down on you. It's accompanied by like this droning ambience, which allows a moment of like self-reflection. So this violence, the violence in this game has a point of reason. This extreme violence, because it prompts you to then reflect. I think as a player on this violence, as you can see that like the level design, as you're done here, there was the final kill. As you're done with the final kill, you to go back to your next objective, which is the car. You walk over your dead bodies and the mess that you just created. So yeah, it leaves us. There is a sense of joy in the killings, but also afterwards there's like this sour taste in your mouth. The game, the game doesn't rub the violence is bad thing under your nose, but it lets the player like interpret your deeds, which is quite literal. Even like later on in the game, there's a cutscene with Richard, his best friend, and it says, "Do you like hurting people?" So yeah, that's all this game questions, and yeah, that's it. Thanks.